When I record podcasts, I like to stay hydrated. Who knew talking could be so hard? My favourite drink to have to hand is Lifeline's Hydro OG. It's a tried and tested product for me. It helped me and my team complete a 24-hour podcast, giving us the edge that we needed to get over the finish line. So whether you're at the gym, on a bike ride, or just trying to get over that night before, Lifeline's Hydro OG has got your back. Each serving is stocked with all the healthy ingredients and vitamins you could ask for. There are a great range of flavours, and with each serving at only 18 calories, you really can't go wrong. Here at the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, we like to support local, independent companies and brands, and Lifelines is a product that I am proud to endorse. Go to lifelines.com. Now that's LYFELINEZ.com to find out more. Now, without further ado, here is today's episode. Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. I'm not going to ramble on too much because this is a long one. I think this is officially our longest episode of the Shrewsbury Biscuit, but it's a really, really fun, good episode featuring TrippleJayy and Marcus Hart from Ice Eyed Media. I had so much fun chatting to Jay and to Marcus with Verity, of course. I got to say, right, so when we do play some live music on this show, on this episode, which is really, really good. I really enjoyed it, but I messed it up. The first time. I was playing the backing track on my phone through my mixer, and then Jay started rapping away, and I can't remember what I did, but I stupidly went to do something on my phone and forgot that the music was playing through my phone on the mixer, and the music just stopped, and Jay just carried on rapping a cappella, and I was like, I'm sorry, and we cut it out. But I cut it out the show because I didn't want, I wanted Jay to sound at his best, if that makes sense. So apologies, Jay. We don't usually do live music on the show. We did it with Chase and Mallory, but this is something new for us. But you did really, really well. So what you're about to hear is the best version of what we did. Right now, I've got a couple of events to tell you about, guys, things that you're going to enjoy. One is on the 18th of March, and this is a fundraiser for Lincoln Davis, and it's going to be at Netley Hall. It's going to be a great evening. There's going to be live auction. There's going to be DJ Clay, 5-course tasting menu cooked by some of the greatest chefs in Shropshire, and us. We're going to be there. We're going to be doing interviews and stuff. It's going to be really, really fun. It's at Netley Hall, a great location. It's going to be a great evening and a great opportunity to raise good money for a good charity. So if you want to book a ticket, you need to get in touch with Chef Liam James Tinsley. He will absolutely accept your message through if you want to buy a ticket. £40 per ticket, but the live music, the live auction, and great food, and the opportunity to speak to us, of course. That's event number one you guys need to be aware about. And the other one is an evening with the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels on May the 13th. It's a one-off charity event with the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels. If you've ever been to the Oktoberfest or the Food Festival, or some of the things that are going on in town, the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels are usually the headline act. They do a great job at getting the crowd going. And I've been invited by Kate Vaughan, who's put this on, to raise money for the charity WizKids, and it's, she's doing the London Marathon, and this is a fundraiser for her attempts. And we're going to be doing an evening with the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels. So we're going to do lots of music. We're going to have an on-stage Q&A hosted by moi, and it's going to be fun. It's at Shrewsbury High School on the town walls. And you can get your tickets now by going to Eventbrite and just typing in an evening with the Dirty Rockin' Scoundrels. I'll put a link on our Facebook too, so you can get your ticket. It's cheap. It's only £10 for general admission, which is very cheap for an evening like this. So do your bit for charity, have a great evening with some great music, and hopefully I'll see you there. Right, I'm going to get on with this episode because, like I said, it's long enough as it is. It's a great episode, though. Thank you so much to TrippleJayy. Make sure you guys follow him on social media, and also to Marcus Hart and the guys from Ice-Eyed Media. Those guys are absolutely killing it. And we've agreed I'm going to go around their studio and take a look and do some work with them. So I'm really excited about that. Meeting creatives in Shrewsbury, it can't get any better than this. Right, let's get on with the episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. See you on the other end. Peace out. Hey guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. I'm Alex Whiteley, and I'm joined with my co-host Verity. All right?
Hi, yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. I think the best way to do this is to ask how you're doing, because a hell of a week, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I'm still here, which I'm thrilled about. I made it. I ran a half marathon on Sunday, just gone. It was excruciating.
That's nuts. I don't run, so walking is probably.
I don't blame you. I don't want to be running. I don't know why I'm doing it. I signed up to do the London Marathon.
At least you can. Mine isn't because it's not out of choice. I just can't.
First of all, the most important question is, why would you do that to yourself? I mean, what?
Just stupidity, idiocy. You know, I signed up to do the London Marathon, and when I did it, I was like, wicked. That'll be cool. Yeah, it's difficult.
How long did you train for?
I'm still in training.
Get right into that mic.
I'm still in training. Yeah. So whenever I tell people about this, people are like, "Oh, you got ages. It's in the autumn." I was like, "No, it was autumn last year." And they're like, "Oh, so you're doing it next year?" I'm like, No. It's a couple of months.
It's one of them things that sounds better than it is.
Yeah.
Like you're like, "Oh, actually, yeah, I did agree to do this."
Yeah, no, I did. It's just round the corner. Yeah. So I don't know why. It was a really good idea at the time. It's still a great idea. It's
yeah. You keep convincing yourself of that, please, because
thank you.
It is a great idea, just not for me. So I can't imagine it. But I'm sure what you're doing is great. Well done for that. Because I could never. I could never.
Well, I'm not sure I can. We'll see.
Well,
I'm sure you can.
I'll keep you posted.
I'm on a mission to sort of become a bit healthier. I've lost 1.5 stone.
Well done.
Lovely stuff.
Less than 3 weeks, which is great. Keto. Go keto. I love it. It's really good. It's just something I can slip into so easy. Like a comfy dress. It's really good. Yes. I'm enjoying it. And it's making me feel like I should definitely do more to get out and be active. And I'm thinking, what a great times for me to go to the gym before I go to work and stuff. And I'm thinking, there's a pavement right out there that I could just be running on.
Just
you know what I mean?
A little poodle on the pavement.
And I'm quite intrigued by park run and stuff, you know, because there's lots of people that turn up, whoop, whoop, lots of Do you
know what? I love doing the park run. It's on my list of things to do this year, to do 26 park runs this year.
Yeah?
So half of them.
That's 6 months, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I'm not doing great so far. I think I've done 2.
These words are being thrown about and it's scaring me. Marathon, run. I'm just not used to these words, honestly.
Well, I think congratulations are in order for finishing that. Well done.
Oh, thanks ever so.
Especially after as well.
What you like.
We were at Highly Flammable the night before with Becky Lisney's Lilith Body Positivity Gallery, you know, and then you're like, yeah, I'm just going to do a half marathon tomorrow. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Well done. Today's guest is this podcast has been almost like 6 months in the making.
I think so.
Since summer.
I think so.
I'm really glad to have you on here because we get a chance to talk about music.
Yes.
This is something I noticed. We interviewed Chasing Mallory last week.
Okay.
And I feel like we need to do more with music locally.
Yeah, it'd be sick, man. I think it's sick because, like, I think this is. So there's 2 sides to me. I am TrippleJayy, and TrippleJayy is me. But there's like a blurred line in the middle of that, which is Jay. So you've got Jacob on one side, and you've got TrippleJayy on the other.
So
and in the middle
the whole
is Jay.
Slim Shady Eminem.
Well, almost, yeah. So it's named after my initials. My initials are JJJ. It was a family nickname from young, so I just kept it that way rather than trying to force a name that I didn't really.
It's cool. Used to. I love it.
So yeah, Jay's smack bang in the middle, and I think just being myself is the best thing to do. So like, for example, at work, it's weird. So at work, I should probably end my emails with Jacob, which is my first name. But I don't. I just end up Jay because, like, I see the whole music thing as such a part of me now that it's like it's hard to just do the one or the other. I've got to be that smack bang in the middle. Like, for example, shows and stuff. I think I've gone off on a bit of a tangent, so I am going to loop this in back to the main point. Is like, so being able to express myself through this is the best way, because like the music is TrippleJayy, like fully, and me day to day is definitely Jacob. So then things like podcasts allow me to do both, and it allows me to be Jay and be in the middle. So it's a way of putting my personality across where some people may not see it.
I think an alias or a persona is a really handy thing to have.
Yeah,
because you can like. I always talk about Frank Whiteley, which is somebody I'm so pleased that I got to interview him. One of the biggest comic book artists in the world.
Yeah.
And he was from he's from Glasgow, I think, from Scotland, where, you know, if you like, I want to be an artist, it was kind of like, you want to be an artist.
Tell me about that.
So he drew under a pseudonym of Frank Whiteley, which is a play on Quite Frankly. It was quite cool.
Yeah, that's sick.
And that's how he became the person.
Well, that's how the whole
under that he could express his emotion.
Yeah.
Draw how he wanted.
That's how the whole TrippleJayy thing started. It was I was very young, and to be from Shrewsbury and trying to be a rapper, and like I can't even explain that. It's like being from Wales and trying to be an American. It's not something that sounds that it's not something that comes across the best.
Tom Jones might have something to say.
Well, that's what I mean. How many other people than Tom Jones out of Wales can do that? I mean, the other way around, you can say Ryan Reynolds has done it from the opposite perspective as American is now Welsh. Basically on an honorary Welshman. Like, but yeah, I just think it started off as a persona. It started off as almost like a mask to conceal sort of like it's a different thing. But the more I do it, the more they cross over into each other. Like I was saying before, the whole Jay thing. So like, at home, I'm Jacob, but without Jacob, there's no TrippleJayy, and without TrippleJayy, there's no Jacob.
Yeah.
So it's all like I can't even see it as a persona anymore. To be honest with you, it's just how I refer to myself, depending on where I am, is all it is really. Like at a show now, it will either be Jay or TrippleJayy. I try and I don't really use Jacob anymore. I remember taking it off social media. I don't know why. I just don't use it anymore. It's not like I'm ashamed of it. I love my name, but just don't use it for some reason. So it's
a different mode.
It is. I think it definitely is. Yeah.
With great music comes great visuals, and great visuals are important to the music. They kind of, you know. And you've brought someone with you today. Do you want to introduce?
My name's Marcus Hart. This is going to be really hard for me because, like, I've always been sort of behind the scenes, so to speak. So, yeah.
You got to speak into the mic, bro. Yeah. I know you want to look at me and that, but like you're moving away from it, man. Jeez. It's not you telling me this because you're behind the camera. And you're like, face me, bro. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, this is going to be quite hard for me.
It's fine.
Yeah, we. I don't know. Where do we start, man? Like,
so. I think it was 2018, maybe 2019. So it was around that time. I don't know if you remember, but Don't Flop, the battle rap program.
I remember very well. We covered it with the shoot. I got invited to go. But I can't remember the reason why I couldn't go. But we did interviews about it. In fact, I invited Tom Bruno, my co-host from America.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yo, you know, the UK does hip hop too, and it's like, get out of here, man. You know. And we covered that. We got invited. Was it Sean that runs it?
Yeah, Sean Cray. Yeah, Sean Cray all day. Yeah. Big up Sean if he's listening.
We've been chatting for a while, and he gave me tickets. He was like, bring microphone.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think I was working. I couldn't get off or something like that. Oh, you have hip hop, Verity? You like your hip hop?
Yeah. I do, but in as much as I'd say, hey Alexa, play me some hip hop music and see what she chucks at me.
Yeah, that's good though. That's good because I think I think some people are gonna be like, no, it's not. But this is my opinion. If you don't like it, then sorry. But I think so there's a lot of subjective genres, and I think, in my opinion, hip hop is one of the biggest subjective genres ever because I think especially the more, because if you look at things like, I don't know, let's say opera, for example. Opera's been around for a very long time. Yeah. Hip hop hasn't. So I think the more it grows as a genre, the more avenues you find, the more stems, the more roots you find. So you could find a pocket of hip hop that is positive, and in that positive route, it can be about, positive from someone. It could be about death, for example, and recovering from death, from a death in the family or something like that. you can find all these new avenues and stuff like that, and like an avenue that's grown at the minute with like I'm not sure if you've heard of Loyal Kana and stuff like that. It's very so like Loyal Kana's main genres are like love, family, and that's sort of where I'm trying to take it. I'm trying to be more positive. I started on like grime music, so it was all like, and I'm not really about that anymore.
There's a lot of like negative connotations that come
Definitely.
with a lot of rap music. And
Definitely.
I think the easy way is to sort of like amplify like your surroundings.
Yeah,
and
like
that's okay, but like I think true like proper hip hop is about like positivity.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of great examples. Beastie Boys,
Yeah,
DNC, you know.
Well, like for example, like I was been looking at making sort of changes to my music. So like sort of the last 3 years, I started. Well, to be fair, not even the last 3 years. So my last EP, there was one song that had swear words in it, and I just wanted to slowly take swear words out of my music. My next EP I'm releasing, there's none, and I thought I was doing it for like radio plays and younger audiences, and when I really deep that, it's the complete opposite. It's for the older generation because kids don't care if you swear in a song.
Yeah.
But the older generation probably will. So
you're not allowed to say that.
but like, if you look at it this way, if you cap your music at a younger generation, like children into young adults, I think you really pull yourself back by doing that because you've added a limit. So you started from a child and you're limiting it to a young adult. Where if you don't limit it, so for example, by me not swearing, older generations they may not love it, they may not come back 150 times to listen to my same song, but they'll be more willing to listen to what I have to say if the first thing they hear isn't the F-bomb or something like that.
Yeah.
So it opens it up. So for example, say in the next 5 years, I get 1 million views, and out of that 1 million, 10,000 of them are people of the ages of 40 and above. I think I've accomplished what I'm setting out to do, which is open my genre to as many people as possible.
Are we allowed to talk about Will Smith now positively? I think we can.
Well,
has he been let out of the box now? I think we can talk about Will Smith now because like, he's been doing that for years. Miami.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Yeah. But then like completely contradicted himself. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's all be positive. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think it works. But like that's a sticky one for me because I think I'm very up for defending your partner, but if you look back at that video, he's definitely laughing when he first says it. Then it looks like off camera he takes a look.
We were talking about
like I'm not saying don't defend your wife, even if you disagree on a subject. Don't like say somebody made a joke about my partner. I looked, she wasn't very happy about it, but while I was looking, I was laughing. I'd be like, look, man, stop it. I'd change my mind, but I wouldn't be kicking off and slapping. I was laughing. You've got me on camera laughing.
Yeah.
I just don't think
violence is just another level, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think it's
so.
like pretty obvious that they've got some sort of toxic relationship, and I don't know if you're in the Hollywood limelight.
Yeah,
it's going to be like a disaster.
There's a lot of that going on, though, isn't there? Really sort of questionable relationships in the media. You know.
I just like that whole entanglement thing. Like that was nuts. Like not even to like because the more you look into it, that was Jaden's friend. Her son's friend is what she was in an entanglement with. And when she told Will, you could see that broke him. He was broken from the second she mentioned that. I think that seems like a one-sided. It's like this is what we've come to an agreement to, but why is the other person you've agreed with don't look like they're happy with that agreement? It's
been a difficult year for me because. Like I've been defending Will Smith as far as hip hop is concerned for years and years and years and years. I was like, if someone can dance around lyrics the way he does without swearing and stuff, that shows that he's actually more talented. If 100%. That makes sense. And there was a song he released. It was the album he did without. What was it? I forgot the name of it. And he actually attacked Eminem, but he didn't swear the whole time.
Yeah. Because
I was like,
Eminem attacked him first.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. But no, I love hip hop. I'm more about I'm an 80s kid. I sort of listen to a lot of the 90s stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So a lot of Nas and.
See, this is. Have you listened to Loyal Kana?
No.
I think
but this is great.
It. Trust me.
He
supported Nas in what? You went to the show.
Yeah, 2014, 15.
Yeah, he supported Nas. He is like. I can't even put it into words. Like Loyal Kana is. I'm telling you now, as early as possible. It's not as early as it could have been, But that guy is going to be considered one of the greats. Yeah. And the fact that he's coming out of the UK is amazing.
Send me a link.
I will do. There's a lot to listen to as well.
There's certain things that like, and I hate that. I feel like it's starting to show my age now. But like hip hop today doesn't sound like it did growing up. And I like hip hop runs through my vein. Today, I mean, I've been listening to Mos Def all day. Like, you know, Harry Mack actually I had on because Harry Mack is like one of the best freestylers. Okay. I love him. He's so good.
Do you like MF Doom? You much into MF Doom from the early 2000s?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard of it.
See, MF Doom, you'll love MF Doom. So he has like, how many personas does he have? We were literally talking about it on the way here. He's got like four or five different personas. So nobody knows what MF Doom looks like. He wears a mask. It's the same mask from Gladiator, the main sort of like mask he wears. And there's like some of the mad stuff, like it's skipping on it. Like there's a lot more to him, but I'm going to skip and say like my favorite thing. So for example, say you're a big fan of MF Doom. Unfortunately, he died quite recently. But say in his biggest peak of his career, you go see MF Doom. You come to his show, you're seeing him on stage, you're gassed, you're having a great time. Halfway through the show, MF Doom takes his mask off and it's not MF Doom, it's just another random black guy. So people kick off like, I've come to see MF Doom. So MF Doom comes out and says, you don't come to listen to me, you come to listen to my music. So whether I'm on the stage or not, it's not my fault. You come to listen to my music, not see me. So that's, you take that however you want. You can leave and be like, well, I'm still annoyed, or you can leave and be like, guy's got a point.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Yeah. So I think it's just stuff like that, and like I think he doesn't rap to convey a message, in my opinion. He doesn't rap to convey you should do this or I feel this way. He raps to say, look, I can write music and I can rap in ways that most people can't. He'll rhyme crazy words. Like he's got a whole album called Food, and every song is about food.
One thing like I really want to touch on about like hip hop in general is like there's like so many like conscious themes. Like a lot of people like associate it with like a lot of negativity, but like proper hip hop at the core, probably for the last like 30, 40, 50 years, there's definitely like with the greats, there's like definitely like a moral and ethical code that I feel like true artists like appeal to.
Yeah.
And the problem with like the rap and hip hop game at the moment is like we shed like too much on the negative connotations and the money, and there's like a whole new culture about people like flexing money and cars.
We were literally talking about this yesterday.
And it's actually really damaging. It's really damaging to like so many subgroups of people growing up, I think. And
I couldn't agree more. I'm
going to say my least favorite word: TikTok. I'm not a fan of it. I'm just not.
Yeah.
But I'm of the demographic that should be, and I'm just not. I was a fan of it, and then I was like, I remember scrolling through it, being like, I've been scrolling through this for like 45 minutes. Like, what's going on? What have I gained from doing this?
I feel like... Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, I get most of my education from TikTok these days.
I think it depends on... Because, like, you can do that. Like, but, like, I just think... Especially when you put as soon as you put your date of birth in there, whatever you're going to see, your gender and date of birth, as soon as you put those two things on there, that is dependent on what you're going to see on your TikTok. It really is.
But you can train your TikTok to feed you what you like, right?
But why should you have to train it to do that? Why is it automatically showing you things that you don't like?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? This is how marketing works.
I get it. Yeah. Like, I fully get it. I just think, that, to be fair, that's not even my biggest pet peeve with it. I think, like, so for example, the EP that I'm releasing soon, there's a song on there called Funk. It's f.u.n.k. And when I originally wrote it...
Funk.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
I love that.
So...
sounds funky when you say funk.
Sorry. When I originally wrote that song and recorded it, it was all finished, mixed. It was literally a verse, a chorus, and an outro, and that was it. And I was like, this is what people want to see now. Because it's going to go on TikTok. If it does well, it'll do well on TikTok. People aren't going to listen to the whole song. They're just going to do their videos to it. Because people don't care what the song sounds like. As long as it's a trending song, they will do a video to it. That song's trending. I've seen someone's got 1 million views. Let me use that sound and do the same thing. So I was like, that's sick. That's what I'm going to do. I'll leave it. And I left it there 2-3 months. And there was something with that song that just was not sitting right with me. And I was like, I don't know what it is. And I realised that, like, why am I making songs for an app I don't like? I want to make songs. I added a second verse to it, and now I love it.
I'm just going to throw it out there as well. Like, I think it's killing a lot of like the creative industry.
100%.
At its core, like
100%.
Real
quick
art,
fix.
Real artists and real art. I think it's killing it, and it's like I think personally, I think it should have like age. It should be age approved. I don't think that. I mean, it might be quite a controversial opinion, but I think that you shouldn't jump on it until you're about 18.
My kid watches YouTube shorts, but we got the restriction on it.
Yeah.
But he watches a lot of stupid stuff.
Oh, of course, yeah.
I went for a meeting today, a production meeting, and we're talking about the things that I do. And you being a filmmaker, you understand when it comes to taking audio, ripping the audio off, sexifying the audio, throwing it back on, cutting it into places. You're talking hours and hours of work, rendering and rendering. Like
media, I'm media at college. It's exactly the same thing. That's what they wanted you to churn out, really.
Yeah, and then like you get some guy going boobies down like TikTok and it gets millions of views. Like,
yeah, that is. Well,
I'm like, hey, where's my millions of views? Like,
so it used to be. So like, I'm a YouTube kid, and I've realised now it's weird. I'm considered like old for that now, and that's really weird to me. Because
hold on, how when you say a YouTube kid, how far are we going back? Are we go leave Britney alone?
I'm on all. I'm like Fenton. Remember that? That's where I'm at. But like, I'm still on YouTube to this day. I've only just moved over to Twitch because my favourite YouTuber now streams on Twitch, so I watch Twitch as well. But like. That to me,
I don't even know what Twitch is.
It's just live streams basically.
Yeah, live streams
for gaming,
like
music.
You could even put the podcast on.
I've tried it. It's not really for. I have tried it, and we used to actually with Inglorious Barstools and You Suck stream on Twitch, but we got a lot of random links and weird, not like a regular listener.
You get bots coming up saying like, "Hi, I like your music," or like because I've done a few streams and there was a guy like, "Hi, pay me £300 and I'll sort you a banner and blah and emoticons to come on your screen." It's obviously a scam and there's a lot of that in it. But going back to the whole YouTube thing, like it goes through waves. So like. There was a wave where the main thing was a thumbnail. You see a thumbnail, that's what made people click on videos. Often, it was females that they put on there to make younger children click on videos. And then, more recently, it's a title. Titles are short, snappy. So instead of saying like, look at that, I bought a homeless man a car and now he's really happy. That's what it used to be. Spending $200 million on a homeless man. That's it. It's quick. Someone's read that. You get the idea. You move on to it. Mr. Beast, for example. If you watch a Mr. Beast video...
I've seen a lot of his interviews, yeah.
Well, if you watch a Mr. Beast video, what makes Mr. Beast different from everybody else? And it's a way of trying to encapsulate the same thing for a music video, is the title, for example, say it's giving a homeless man a Ferrari, for example. That will happen in the first 3 minutes of the video, and the video is 20 minutes long. Then it'll change to giving somebody else this, giving someone else that. Come here, put as much in this trolley as you can buy it. If anything falls out of the circle, and it's all in one video. And it's because people, the more things people get like TikTok, where it's a quick fix, the shorter these things need to be, because the attention span of people is getting shorter and shorter and shorter, because it's just there at their fingertips.
And this is what I think what you're alluding to is that, when it comes to art, something that takes its time.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's like, so I've sort of like learned, both me and Jacob in both our crafts have sort of learned the traditional way, and we've like followed like a lot of like great artists from going all the way back to like the 80s. And I don't know, it's just a completely different platform now. And I think it's like, there's aspects to it that like are quite, I don't know, cheap, I guess. And it cheapens like the value of everything. And it's not that we want to seem like all high and mighty. It's just different.
And if you face, I'm sorry if ever people are wondering what's going on, I'm moving Marcus's mic.
Yes.
I've been itching to do that for so long because you turn your head.
Yours is too low, and yours is. Let me bring yours up.
I don't mind coming into it.
Let's leave it there. Then let's leave it there.
I'm an MC. I've got a good relationship with a microphone. I can get.
That's why we wear headphones. By the way, people wonder why we wear headphones in a podcast.
You can hear what's going on.
Tell when you're really far back.
Yeah.
Really, really close.
Yeah.
Verity, do you know who Mr. Beast is?
No.
No, so Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber in the world. He's got the biggest followers. He makes
people hate him though. I don't get why though.
I think it's a jealousy thing.
Popular?
I've got so much respect for him because, like, so
if people hate him?
He's such an innovator. He is. I can't say he's not. With the YouTube space, he flipped it on its head. So, like, for example, he started doing the video. I don't think he started doing videos. Like, he's been doing YouTube since YouTube existed. But I think for me, the main thing that caught my attention was like, so he'd get a sponsor from someone for his video, and all that money for the sponsor he'd use as a prize for the video. Yeah. So say it was 250,000 that he was getting to advertise NordVPN. Sorry, there's no sponsorship. Bleep that. You don't give him your money. Don't give it. Bleep it.
People hear that stuff enough.
Don't let him have a sponsorship off your pod. Sorry. Anyway, so like he'd make a circle out of tape. Big say it was the size of all our slot, and we all have to stand in this circle. The last person to leave this circle, however long it takes, will get £250,000. And that's how, and it was so entertaining because he'd sometimes do it with his friends. He'd pick people off the streets.
How long did people stay in the circle?
Sometimes it was days. Sometimes it was days.
If he does like a thing, he generates like tens of thousands. Like he released a pop-up restaurant in a mall. Yeah. And literally like 500,000 people turn up.
It's crazy. But like, for example, that video I was telling you about, you think that's it. It sounds kind of all right, but that's it. But like little things. So like, say I'm Mr. Beast and you guys are all doing it. And I go, right, if you step out of this circle now, there's a Tesla out there waiting for you. You can have it. Step out the circle, it's yours. And then you're like, well, do I step out the circle? Because there's 3 more people in here with me. Do I have that Tesla? It's a bit worth it. Then you leave the circle. But then if there's, say, for example, Marcus and Josie are left. Marcus goes to Josie, you go, if you leave this circle now, I'll give you 25 grand. So then it's like, well,
games.
Could leave, I'm winning either way. Like, so, but it's mad. But then he always comes up with these ideas. Like there was an idea he did where after this I'm gonna allude into why people hate him, and I think it's ridiculous. He did a video where it was like £10 hotel to £1 million hotel. And in this video, you see it goes from one to the other, back, the other. And he's in a hotel in one place that costs £10 in like Thailand. And then he goes to like an underwater hotel, which costs £100,000. Then a castle, which is like $1 million. And it is, I'm sorry, but it is entertaining. It moves, it's quick, and it's like you always get
making me want to go and watch it.
There's hundreds and hundreds of videos that he's got that are really entertaining. But for example,
he went away though, didn't he, for like 2 years and literally read the YouTube manual.
Literally,
he literally learned how the algorithms work, what things look like,
it worked.
thumbnails.
It's worked.
Yeah,
but like for example, right, I'm going to tell you why people hate him now, and I think this is absolutely ridiculous. So he does a lot for the environment, like a lot for the environment. I think he planted something like 100,000 trees or 1 million trees, something like that.
Wonderful.
Anyway, his most recent video is curing 100,000 people from blindness. Don't quote me on that number of people, but paying for blind people's treatment, like thousands of blind people's treatment. And everyone is roasting it and being like, there's something suspicious about this. Why is there something suspicious about that? Why? Like, yes, he's making money off it, but he's curing someone from blindness. Do you know what I mean? I think that's crazy. And people are like putting pictures up of like someone holding a camera in someone's face and it's saying, imagine being cured from blindness and this is the first thing you see. Like, yeah, it's funny, but like he's cured, like he's changed thousands of people's lives for the rest of their life. I think if you're into it
or not, like it's not my thing. It's not like what I'd watch, and they definitely follow a formula, but at the end point, they're like helping people. And even if it is a bit flashy and like people are getting cars and loads of money is involved, it's inevitably a good thing.
There was who's that guy that used to do like blow kisses at police people and get in the wrong car, and what was his name? He was massive for a little bit.
Jack Jones, is it Jack Jones?
Just Jack.
Maybe well, there was Jack Jones. I hated Jack Jones.
Is that him, the one that would be like, "Can I have a kissy wissy" or something? Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I hated him so much. His videos are fake. That's why his videos came out that they were fake.
He went to America. He used to get in someone's car. By the way, I've actually done that. Got in the wrong car before. Had some old guy staring at me. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." My wife's driving me in the car behind laughing.
Punch it.
But he tried to do it in America, and so we just pulled him.
Yeah, too right. Yeah, fully.
But yeah, I was gonna say he would like point of view shot, go and buy a sandwich, and then take that sandwich point of view shot to give it to a homeless man.
I hate that.
And then walk off. And I was like,
that's different to me. That it's like they're holding the camera out and they're like, "Here I go now. Well, hello,
to do my good deed.
Would you like? But like, if the cameras weren't there, would you do it?"
It's all quite dystopian to me. It's all like they're all like professional provocateurs, if you ask me, and it's just like I don't know. For me, it's like lowballing like You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
again, it's learning what people want to see.
It's just.
But on the other hand,
it's not me.
On the other hand, if you said to me, right, you've got a choice. I'm going to put two things in front of you now. One is the website YouTube. One is every television show or every I'm going to go too far as saying it. Every television show ever made, including what's on currently. Pick one. I'm picking YouTube every single day of the week.
No. In a world where Sopranos exist, I'm going with the Sopranos. I'm sorry.
I get it. Like, I get it. But I just feel like...
He's got the gabagool, you know?
I just feel like...
It's great.
That show, sorry.
I fully love it. Like, The Walking Dead is my all-time favourite. But the problem with it, with me, is that was created by, like, think about how many people on this planet have the budget to make something like that, yeah? Mm. How many people on this planet have the budget to slap a camera on and be funny and just put it on the internet?
And this is my problem. There's too many bloody people doing that.
Yeah, but exactly. But that's why on the TV, like, I think maybe the way I worded it wrong, you have to do it like it is scheduled. You can only watch it when it comes on, and if you miss it, you miss it. Wait for the next time for it to come
You're talking about live TV?
Yeah.
That's old school.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of live TV. Like, okay. I am, though. Like, I am a fan of live TV. But even catch-ups...
changed it for you?
Even catch-ups do my head in. I hate catch-up TV. I'm not a fan of catch-up TV. I tell you what I watched that I really enjoyed, and it got completely ruined for me. Have you ever seen the programme on ITV? It's on... I don't think it's on normal ITV. It's on ITVX. It's called Loaded in Paradise.
No.
I loved that programme. It was so... But what they've done, and... I don't care if anyone argues with me. This is what they've done. They've stole the idea from, like, YouTubers and stuff. So it's a bunch of randomers. They're in couples of twos. So when I say randomers, it would be like you and your friend or you and your partner and a load of other couples. And they're in Greece. They're on the main island of Greece. There is whoever they go, like, look, you've landed, get to this destination. They go to this destination. Whoever arrives there first has a golden credit card, which they can spend whatever they want on. The other people get there, then they leave. Whoever's got there first with this golden credit card leave. And as soon as they spend, pings up on everybody else's phone. So they've got to try and get there. It's sort of like Love Island, because there's a lot of lovey-dovey relationships in there, meets The Hunted. Did you ever watch that program where the celebrities run away and stuff? Yeah. And it was decent. Like, I can't lie, I was hooked. I was hooked. Like, it took me a long time to get into certain things that everybody loves. I don't know why. My immediate reaction is to be like, nah, that's what everyone's doing. I'm cool. I want to do something else.
My wife loves Love Island, and I watch it with that kind of face you look when...
I used to, because I'd be like, what's that on for? And then, like, it's 20 minutes later, I'm like, no way. She was talking to him a second ago. I get pulled in.
I've managed to avoid it.
This year, I watched the first episode. I didn't watch it again. It was rubbish. This year's
don't
rubbish.
even know how it works.
Big shout out to our Love Island supporters out there. You guys are doing killing it.
You know what? In the summer, I watched it. I watch it in the summer because I think it's different in the summer. It is different. It's hot here. It's hot there.
I used to like you, Jay. I thought this was going to go better than
you know. I think what it is. You know, it's quality time with the missus, really, isn't it? My missus, she don't really watch a lot of films. Well, when I met her, I used to play a game with people. I used to say, right, we're going to play a game now. Name a film that my missus has seen, and if you name one, I'll give you a tenner. And people just couldn't do it because she didn't watch films. She spent most of her time outside.
Say, well, in fact, I can ask her about something she's watched last week and she wouldn't remember.
But, like, even things like...
I'm a cinephile. I'm a serious cinephile.
She watched Toy Story for the first time with me. We're in the middle... Like, I'm away for the week this week. Before I left, we started watching Harry Potter. It's the first time she's ever seen Harry Potter.
No way. Do you know what? Talking about that, I had a really exciting thought a few years ago, and it still makes me quite happy. I'm going to be alive when the remakes of Harry Potter are made.
But are they going to make remakes?
Surely. Everything gets remade.
Right. Let's go.
And I'm really excited about it.
Stop remaking things. I'm saying it loud and clear. Stop remaking things.
It's not going to happen. They're going to remake it.
Things don't need to be remade. Some things do. Like, so let me think what was a good remake.
What do you guys think of the Indiana Jones films?
Nah, Indiana Jones...
Bringing Harrison Ford back.
I can't lie. As long as Harrison Ford's doing him, he can do him in a wheelchair. I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, no, not remade. They're still making them.
But they did that one with Shia LaBeouf. And
I was a fan of that.
They're bringing another one out, I think.
Because don't forget, that was before Shia LaBeouf went a bit... Do you know what I mean?
There's a few. They are.
Because he has gone a bit...
I've seen his interview
But the Just Do It one. Oh no, that's the motivational thing, isn't it? Just do it.
No, he did
That was mad, wasn't it?
he did a podcast with what's the guy that played Punisher? What's his name?
The guy from the same guy that was in Walking Dead. He was like one of the main protagonists. I can't remember his name.
He sat for like 3 hours talking about how he's found God and how he's forgiven himself
and his dad and stuff. And was that one when he was talking about his dad?
I get it.
His dad went through rehab and stuff. Yeah,
I get it, but just like everybody's talking about what's his name, The Flash. Yeah, there's a few people in celebrity.
Oh, do you mean The Flash is in
the movie?
Which one?
The new one.
Oh, I don't know then. I don't know. I thought my mind went somewhere else then. My mind went somewhere. I was going to start talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. Because the reason I said I was going to start talking about Jeffrey Dahmer is because the guy who played Jeffrey Dahmer played the Flash in was it Quicksilver? No, he played Quicksilver. He played Quicksilver, but then one of them's a rip off of the other. It depends which one comes first.
This is how little TV I watch and how not up to date. You're saying Flash, and I'm thinking Flash Gordon.
Yeah,
we're talking about Flash Gordon.
Yeah, I'm up for it. But that Queen made that, innit?
Yeah.
I only found that out recently. You know, I was like, mad, Queen made that. I was like, big up Queen. You know, I watched Highlander for the first time the other week. My missus, the Queen did the soundtrack. You need to watch it.
Oh really?
Yeah. Okay. It's good. It is good. It's about like so what it is, it's like across the span of time, yeah? And amongst humans, there's immortals. And
like myself, yeah.
Aren't we all? But like, for example, like, so it's Sean Connery's in it.
Yeah.
And so there's good immortals and there's bad immortals. But the whole story is that there can only be one immortal left. So like every time you cross paths with another immortal, it's a fight to the death, basically. But that could happen in 100 years. It may not, like you live forever until you bump into them.
Are you talking about Highlander?
Yeah.
I was looking at my phone. Sorry. Great film. Sorry, I'm really sorry. I never do that on the show.
The only way you can kill another immortal is by taking their head off. Like if you stab them, they heal.
It looks a little bit too violent for me. I'm gentle.
You know what? To be honest with you, I watched it with, as I say, the in-laws, and
I love how you went. I was going to say. The in-laws.
Yeah. I've got a good relationship with my in-laws.
Too much of a pause there, man.
They're like my best mates. But I spend every weekend with them. Every single weekend I spend with the in-laws. Like we have a good...
Check in with them after this podcast.
I have a great conversation with them. We have a great time. Anyway, because they got me watching it. And we were watching it and my partner's dad hadn't watched it in a long time.
It doesn't live up to...
And he was like... He watched it again and he was like... It's a good film, but I do want to say that like I didn't realise that the actual film, the actual acting, the shots, it's quite bad.
So it needs remaking.
It does need remaking. There's rumours that this is why I was talking about
There's a place for it in the world.
There's rumours that it's going to be remade.
Some stuff's like really good with the remakes. Bryce, the guy that I work with, so he just got off the set of Disney's Willow.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of that. It was Warwick Davis.
Yeah.
And they
be careful jangling your keys. Everyone's going to be like, everyone's going to think it's Christmas. Listen to the podcast. Jingle.
But they just remade that, and Bryce was like part of the FX team on it, and it's really good to be fair. Really good.
I think you take fresh ideas and breathe new life into them. I like the animated version of The Grinch, and mainly because I like Scott Mosier.
I haven't seen it.
Benedict Cumberbatch does a great job. I love that film. They're both great. You can love both. And obviously superhero movies are made all the time, and I think you can like all of them. There's the 3 Spider-Man franchises.
I like every single one of the Spider-Man franchises, and people hate the Andrew Garfield ones, and I think you need to get off his back. I think what it is...
He was too fit
I don't even think it's that. It's hard, because when there's 3 of something, there's always going to be a worst off version. Because you're going to compare that one to the other 2. So there's always... So if, say, for example, you get rid of Tom Holland and you get rid of the Tobey Maguire ones and it was just the Andrew Garfield ones, everyone would love them. But because they're comparing them to either the Spider-Man they grew up with, which is either, if you're a younger generation, it's going to be Tom Holland or Andrew Garfield. I grew up with Tobey Maguire.
Best Spider-Man.
It took you a long time to realise it, and it was only when in the newest... Is it the newest Spider-Man? Yeah, it is the newest Spider-Man. Yeah. When all 3 of them are in it, Andrew Garfield's not that bad, he's all right. And then I watched his Spider-Man, and he's decent. It's just because in comparison to the other 2, he's the lesser, unfortunately. He is the lesser.
I just got to say, I love your energy, Jay. We've just done 40 minutes, and we haven't even talked about music.
I love podcasts. I love podcasts. I'll talk about things all day long. I've got ADHD ADHD basically is my
that's fine.
So I will
love
go
it.
on a tangent. I will.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
I will, and I'm proud of it. And I will. I'm not the kind of person that'll be like, oh, I'm going on a tangent here. I'm like, I'm going on a tangent, and everyone around this table's going with me.
Strap in, we're going.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky enough to have a few friends that have worked in the world of media and TV and stuff. And
Yeah.
I remember I had I can't remember who it was. A podcast guest who just went with it, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I'm friends with Andy McElfresh, who did Edumacation, a great podcast with Kevin Smith. He also directed the Jay Leno show for 10 years. Great guy.
I have to slip in my number still, but you know,
It's not like a name, Paul, because he's just had that experience. And I said to him, like, what do you do when a podcast guest just talks? And he's like, just let them. Because they're going to do your thing for you. Just let them.
Come on,
I love
Jesus.
it.
I don't get to talk. That's what I get to rap, and that people like that might sound mad. Like I get to rap, and that's all people see.
Yeah.
And it's quite serious, a lot of my music, because I have fun with music and I've got songs that have a laugh, but like I'm gonna blow my own trumpet here. I'm a funny guy, like whether it means you're laughing at me or you're laughing with me.
You've got to have a bit of personality though, isn't it? You know?
But if you listen to my music, you don't know that. So that's why I like things like this. Like if I had the opportunity, I'd do everything under the sun. I'd act. I'd do everything, because why not? Why not do it? If it doesn't take off, it don't take off. But why not do it?
Yeah,
I'm up for it. I've got the personality for it. I'll do it. I'd love to do my own podcast one day. I'm going to, but I just think I would rather let the music come up first. I'd rather be known for music and then like
do it all as a bonus sort of
thing. Yeah, like if you look at Will Smith started with music, and then if you ask most people now, which is completely mind-boggling for me, don't know that Will Smith was started as a rapper. People don't know that. But people my age, I'm 22, and people don't know that. And that really baffles me. I don't want that to be me. Like I'd love to be an actor, but I don't want that to be my main thing. I want to be known as an artist and then an actor as well.
I mean, you breezed on it at the beginning, but how difficult do you think it's going to be? I mean, the hip hop scene in Shrewsbury, you said it's not as big, not very big, but like, is that changing? Is it going to be difficult for you to be in Shrewsbury? Are you going to have to go out to the city? Like, how's that going to work for you?
So I can't stress this enough how much I'm against this. Moving to a city. I'm so against it. I'm so against it. Because if I move to a city, all I'm going to be is another guy in a city trying to make music. That's all I'm going to be. Where here, I'm a guy in Shrewsbury who's like making music, and people in my area
stand out
my
here,
music.
yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And I think, so with the scene that's evolving in Shrewsbury, it needs a lot of work. There are some sick people. Like, it sounds like I'm trying to say that I'm the forefront of this. I'm not. I'm really not. Like, if anything, like, I was about to say I'm in my own lane, but that sounds like I'm saying like I'm in my own lane. But
are there any rappers here in Shrewsbury that you look up to? That you can kind of get a bit inspiration from?
I think both me and Jacob, we've learned a lot of lessons. We've both, like, as we said, we're not like huge talkers, but we've both been like doing like our own thing for you 10 years, me like 15.
I think
so a lot of like we've learned from a lot.
Don't worry, we can footsie whenever you like, mate. Don't worry about that. I think the thing that really the way it works, what really, like, I think I might make a few enemies saying this.
No, it's all positive.
Maybe for us lot, but some people don't like to hear the truth. But you know, this is that. I'm gonna be truthful. So
don't be throwing out the beef on my show, man.
Don't want to throw out the beef. I'm not gonna start name dropping.
Oh yeah, I heard
Marcus Hart, mate. You can't rap. I'm joking. Anyway, like, so when I started rapping, I was awful. We were talking about it on the way here. Don't look at me and think that's a talented musician. I'm not. I'm really, really not. I can't stress it enough. I've just like worked hard to the point where, like,
I think that's what talent is.
It is. But I'm not, okay. I'll change what I say. I'm not naturally talented. I'm hardworking.
You've honed your skill.
You get me?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I've mastered my craft, because I haven't. I'm on my way to mastering my craft. And I think so. The way it worked is when I started rapping, I was awful. I was listening to it makes me feel sick. It's terrible. Which means when I hear someone that's coming up, I'm never going to knock them for it. Never, ever, ever, because everyone starts somewhere. But I can hear and see the little things they're doing that fool most people that aren't into rap, but they won't fool me. So like I was saying, elongating words because they can't come up with an extra rhyme. So they elongate the word to carry them over the beat. Or it's...
What does Eminem call it when you dysmorph a word? He does it all the time.
Oh yeah, like
orange.
Rhyme,
orange. Instead of saying orange, you say orange.
I do that. I've done that many
orange.
times.
You know?
It works.
Yeah.
But like, so yeah, I keep dancing around my point, and I don't know why I keep doing it. But so when I first started doing music, there was people older than me, talking like between 10 and 5 years older than me that did music in my area. I'm not sure if you heard of Intuitive. There's Lil Phil, really close with Lil Phil. There's Ray, SK. What's his actual name now? Is it SK Ray? Scrams. That is his old. That's what his name used to be, but I think he's changed it to SK Ray. Doesn't even do music anymore. There's Trademark Blood. Big fan of Trademark Blood.
Love him.
Quite close to Trade.
Him, yeah.
Trade's helped me out a lot.
I may have started a war with him today.
Yeah.
Because he's on about doing some don't flop style sort of battles.
Oh really?
Down for a fun war, bro.
Yeah.
I've thrown the gauntlet there. Fun war. Me and Trademark Blood.
It's one of them, innit? I've seen
and that's serious as well.
I haven't seen him Thumb War, so I can't really. I've seen him rap. He's a sick guy, but Thumb War.
I'm going to throw that there on the concrete street right now.
You might quite literally have the upper hand in a Thumb War. You may do the upper thumb.
Trademark Blood. If you listen to this, it's on, bro.
Up, man.
Trade. I've got nothing to do with this. I've got nothing to do with these. Trade. It's all right. We'll talk later. Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah. So then there was a big gap from that like sort of 10 to 6 year range. Like there wasn't. I can't think of anyone that was doing music in that time. And then I feel like, so when I started doing music, I get violated. When I say violate, people take the mick out of me really bad, like really take the mick. That was a use of a better word. And then like, I don't mean to be this guy, but this is just how it looked from my point of view. And I'm going to say it. I've never said it before, but I'm going to say it. But then when I started doing it, like my first song did quite well. And it was only because it was my first song. I'm not saying because it was sick, because I hate the song. It's deleted off all my socials. It's my most successful song. It was on 21,000 streams on Spotify when I got rid of it.
Why did you get rid of it? Why would you do that?
It's just not something I stand for anymore. It's a song that I don't feel as if represents me.
I've got a copy of it.
I've got it in my personal archive.
You've said a few times, like your music is obviously evolving. Like as you grow as a person, your music's growing with you. And you've said, like you like doing podcasts and you'd love to do acting because it gives you a chance for your character and your personality to shine.
Yeah.
Does it? How are you going to evolve your music so that you feel that you're being expressed as you in your music?
I think that's the avenue I'm going down now. So like, I'm not gonna. I can't leak things out of this new EP, but like,
there's a lot of
like
things
even
on
the album
table
cover.
At the moment that
the album cover. When people see the album cover, I want to say it in a way that it's still fresh when you see it. When you see the album cover, just know, big up DJJW, Dan Woods, the artist that's designed it for me. Like it's not. He's literally. I feel like he's pulled the thought out of my mind and put it on a canvas for me.
He's such a talented artist. Such a talented.
But like, just know that like
Shrewsbury based.
Yeah. Liverpool now.
He lives in Liverpool.
Well, he's made his bed, right?
I believe he's from Telford. But what I'm saying is like, when you look at that, you're going to look at the album cover and think like, there's a lot going on here. Everything has come from my mind. Every single thing has been in my mind. I've got literally, I can't draw. I've got a whiteboard at home and I basically have this exact thing drawn very, 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 very poorly drawn. Sorry, not drawn on a whiteboard. And he's literally plucked it and put it on a piece of paper.
Made it happen.
Just know everything you see that's going on. There's a lot of stuff here. Then every single thing has a meaning for it, or it means something to me.
And when can we see it?
Well, shall I say a date? I've got a date, so the date, I've got a show. My next show at Oil is going to be the 6th of May, and we're thinking of making that a release date, like a release party.
I have to make it to this one because I haven't been able to make it.
Yeah, there's always going to be shows. There's one thing I'm going to promise you: whether it's on a big scale, whether it's me and a mic, there will always be shows. And
I think to do more with Oil. I really do, because like they do such great things at the castle.
They show me love. They've shown me love. Yeah,
they're both of us.
To be fair,
like we can't really praise them enough. Really, like Viv is. Like,
I am going to cut you off here, but not in a bad way. I'm cutting you off to big you up.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting you off just to take the story from you.
Go ahead.
So. So tomorrow I have a meeting, and I would say this is the single most important meeting of my career so far that I have tomorrow, and all of that stems from Marcus, every single part of it. So Marcus was doing work with. He's blushing now, but he knows it's true. You're
gonna tear me up.
He knows it's true. He knows it's true. Like I was doing all right for myself. Like I was. We met through music. So I was doing music before I met Marcus. So basically what happened was Marcus was doing some work, obviously some like videography and photography work for Dough and Oil. And I think were you at the gym and you bumped into the owner of the owner, and basically he just
approached me actually.
Yeah, so
in the cafe,
there you go.
Like I had a cup of, I always went there to do my work and like to coffee, like just drink coffee and like edit, and Viv approached me, and yeah.
So it's your story, man. So obviously, correct me if I'm wrong.
So yeah, Viv approached me and sort of was interested in what I did for a living, and we started speaking, and then he mentioned that he wanted to go down the music route with oil, and Jacob was obviously the first person. We've got
literally, so he didn't need to do that. So in a quick conversation, he's dropped me, and to Marcus, that's just nothing. Drop that, but to me, he's planted that seed. So from that, we had conversations I was having conversations with Viv at Dough and Oil, for oil, the opposite, and it just seemed to have snowballed. Through that, we did a music video there downstairs for my last EP,
Such
New
a
Funk,
great
New
sound
Wave.
on there. When they got the decks and you're surrounded by LPs, I'm like, this is like dream for me, because
it's sick.
I was in the Poorhouse, Poorhouse, and we were going to see Chris Ramsey stand up at the time, and we thought, well, I'll go for a quick cocktail before we went, and there's some guy just playing lo-fi and some decks, and I'm like, this.
Was it Buzzword?
I don't know, but
it might have been Buzzword. I'm a big fan of Buzzword.
My God.
So Buzzword's my DJ. He DJs for Oil, and he DJs at my shows as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so he spins vinyls as well.
He's. I was in heaven because I love lo-fi. Lo-fi is my vibe. That's kind of how I move. If you wonder how does Alex vibrate in life, that's lo-fi for me.
Yeah. Jeez, that's sick, because I do somewhat lo-fi. Like on the new EP, one of the lyrics, it's that funk song I was telling you about. It's very funk, very jumpy, very old school hip hop. And so I spell my name at the beginning, and it's TRI, usually lo-fi, PPL when they see me shell, EJA, they can't, EJA, they can't be TJ, they tell me why, because they think that they so fly, something like that. So obviously that's me. I do lo-fi originally, but then I wanted to add that in and stuff like that. But yeah, going back to Marcus speaking with Viv, so then obviously we did that music video there, and then I had someone follow me, Sonny Wharton. I don't know if you know of Sonny Wharton. He's in and around Shrewsbury, and as soon as I seen that blue verified tick, I was like, I'm messaging this guy. So I messaged him.
He was I think he's a personal friend of Viv's, right?
Yeah. And I generally think, so obviously, as I said, that's all stemmed from Marcus. If any of that, he followed me through the posts that Oil put out, because he follows Oil and he's friends with Viv. And so that's all stemmed from that. And I generally think me messaging him that day, again, was before tomorrow's event, was the most instrumental part of my career so far. Because Sonny's took me on leaps and bounds. Like when I first met Sonny, he was in a car park in Oswestry, and he could have been home to his kids and his wife, but he decided to just sit with me in a car while he was sat. Well, we were on a Zoom call. He decided to sit for 2 hours from like 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, just talking to me about music, asking me what I needed, how he can help me. Because I believe he's from Welshpool originally. And he said, look, you're local and I want to help you. So whatever you need.
These are the kind of people we need to meet on the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Music is like Neville Street was great. He's a great promoter of bands around here. Great friends with him. He's coming around next week, actually. But like, he's great because he invites me to all sorts of events. But when it comes to like hip hop, new bands, like things that are exciting, I need to.
Sonny is like, he's into house. His main thing is house, but like.
And that's where the conversation is. I'm joking.
You know, like there's people behind the scenes that are like the orchestra of everything without you even knowing it.
Yeah.
That is Sonny. Like, the more I know this guy, the more the thing. Like, he was Fatboy Slim's Artist of the Year 1999. Have you heard of Fred Again? He's quite big. He's close to Fred Again and stuff like that. And like.
By the way, I was joking about house. I genuinely am.
Some of the leaps and bounds that he's like literally. So I think I met him in like the October, November, and by the January. So in that October, November, I was struggling to. I was at a place where I was like, look, I want to do music. I want to do music videos. I want to make them look sick. I want them to be like the best thing anyone in my area has ever seen. Because that's what you got to start in your area, and that's what I've realised. But I was just like, I've got bills to pay. I've got a family to I got like me and Mrs. I've got rent to pay, got this, that, yeah. And I was like, how am I going to do it? Because like, I want to spend my money on this, but there's more important things to spend money on at the minute. And as I say,
give me some sugar. That's me right now. That's it. That's like literally where the biscuits are right now.
From that October to January, it was almost like Sonny went like that. And no problem. It's not a problem for me anymore. He's helped me. He's helped me find a way where that doesn't need to be a thing anymore. Where me worrying about sort of where my next paycheck's going, is it going on rent or is it going on my next song? It's not a problem for me anymore. He's just literally, it's like he's waved a wand and he's found, it's like he's created ways that I didn't even know existed.
I was having this conversation with someone earlier who I can't mention. Oh, by the way, when we talk about TV, he said, I won't mention who it is, but he's like, do you watch Emmerdale? I was like, no, no. Oh God, where was I going with this now? And we were talking about how important, actually, it's not necessarily the money and the cars and the jewels. It's connections, networks.
It's definitely who you know. Definitely who you know, and I've learned that.
And also, like, people who actually respect the art. Like, one thing I will say for Jacob's sake is, like, he's, like, so calculated, and he has, like, such, like
appreciate that, man.
Like, he has such, like, a creative mind. And when me and Jacob first met, like, Jacob was, like, you on grime at that point, weren't you?
Yeah.
And, like, I saw, like a potential in him, and I, like, for me, it's easy for me to say that in the next 5 years Jacob could be like possibly one of like the forefront of like artists in the UK, because we both met in a very odd situation, really.
Yeah, it was through that don't flop thing, wasn't it? Like,
yeah. And I think
I used to be rude, you know, when I was like 18, I was rude because like he'd come up to me, it was through that, and because obviously you've been speaking to Sean Gray and that about don't flop in that, and I was doing it.
Shout out to Sean, by the way.
And you come up to me and you were like, "Oh, you're battling on Don't Flop in it," and I was like, "Yeah," because obviously you were doing photography and Fever, and I was like, "Who's that guy? Like, who's that? Like, why is he coming up to me?" Like, I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I think like any like creative collaboration between anyone, like in the beginning, like there's always like I don't know, like anyone you approach, like it's not a bad thing, but I think within like in some sort of artistry sort of world, like there's an approach where people want to sort of realize what they're in it for. And as you said about like connections and stuff, I sometimes think like a lot of relationships and business relationships and a lot of like artistic relationships sort of break down because sometimes people may put on the table what they think they're pushing, and they might have a narrative, but you quickly realize through certain relationships that
it's
what you both have in common. And what you don't. And it can be like, I will say, like I've someone who's worked in the industry for like 10 to 15 years, and it is probably like, it is a very, very toxic industry. Like it's a very, very toxic industry. And I think navigating yourself around that and finding good people is, like to be fair, like me and Jacob are friends first, and then.
But this is what I was going to say. Something very important that I really, like, I can't stress it enough. Like people know me, and like, a lot of people don't know about mine and your story, really, do they? No. So, like, I think they know we get on. I think people just think, Marcus is like does work with TrippleJayy. TrippleJayy just does work with Marcus, and that's it. But like, it runs so much deeper than that on a level that like I can't comprehend. I've never had a relationship before I met my partner. I've never had a relationship with anyone like I have Marcus. The first lockdown hit, and I was living in a house share with like 7 other people, and it wasn't the greatest place to be in at all. Marcus was like, "Look, come, I'm in town. I've got a floor. Come, I've got a sofa. Come live with me." I lived with Marcus for 2 months. By the end of it, we had so different people in some terms. By the end of it, I think we were at each other's throats.
I'd say one thing, like
it did so
not to sound cliche, but brothers like fight like at times, like and I think like we both like nurtured and like learnt a lot from our own relationships.
Yeah, definitely,
and for a creative aspect and just so many aspects really, and we kind of
that, like, because a lot of people that don't know mine and Marcus's relationship may think like, me and Marcus are very brutally honest with each other, and me being the person I am, I'll say something to Marcus about Marcus, and someone who doesn't know me and Marcus will be like, "That's a bit harsh, isn't it?" But that is just our relationship. Marcus knows me, and he knows I don't mean any ill towards him at all. But I'm the type of person, to the people I'm comfortable around, I will say the worst thing you could ever imagine to them because it's funny, because I'll laugh with it. But I'll only do it if I know that they may not take it as a joke. Josie, example, I've only met you this week, but how many times have I took the you driving? Excuse me for language. But you know it's a laugh. You can honestly have a comment. Take the mic. It's all right.
Do I? No, not at all.
But that's what's good, is the fact that like I tested the waters with you to see if you'd see it as a joke. But now I hope you know that you'll never live that joke down.
Aside, like,
ever.
I cannot drive. Like,
yeah, but you can though. You can. I don't even have I don't have a license, so you can drive better than I can. But just because whenever I see someone, I'll try and find something, just something about them that I can have a laugh with.
Can I just say, this show has got to be called The Shrewsbury Biscuit, hosted by TrippleJayy and Alex and Verity as guests.
This is what I mean.
I love this.
This is what I mean. It's like this is my way of having my own podcast without having to deal with having my own podcast.
I don't know what the listeners think, but I think we should get Jay on again. I think we should get you to host an episode.
Oh, please. That is literally my...
And you can bring on a guest and me and Verity will just like cheerlead in the corner.
Well, I'd love to do that. That'd be sick. I'd really love to do that. That's Christmas for me.
Have you got any, we're friends on WhatsApp, have you got any audio of any work that you've done that you can send to me on WhatsApp on your phone that we can play it on?
Do you want to pull up a beat? Go on.
I didn't want to be like, yo.
Do you want to pull up a beat?
Sing something.
Can you have it run through this, can you?
Yeah, so if you send it to me on WhatsApp.
Can you do it on YouTube on that phone?
Yeah.
Play one of the new songs from the EP.
Just move your phone that way.
If you can.
That's it.
Sorry, is it the stats? Yeah, of course. Yeah. This is interference.
Let me find it on YouTube then. Do I have your permission to play your content on my show?
No, if you put an instrumental on, I'll do it live. Okay. Yeah, we'll run it live. Yeah, go on. It's a little treat for you guys. I don't do much. I don't do live anymore, so I'll do it live. But I'll do something off the EP, so it's exclusive.
One thing I'll say is, right, like I'm always pushing Jacob to like for everything because I just know how like talented he is, and it's like he says that like he's not talented.
So
but
what am I looking for?
No.
Have you got a beat? I
might literally do the beat off the EP and give you something like raw.
Send me something that I can play.
Yeah, I will. Give me 2 seconds.
And while Jay,
I've done it at a show, so it's all right.
While Jay's sorting that out, I want to talk about your Instagram, Marcus, because tell people how. As a visual artist, you created something pretty special.
So I'll just tell you my story. So I left home when I was like pretty young, and I moved to Bristol. And when I moved to Bristol, I started an events company called Psyched. And we basically used to put on gigs. Sorry, do you want to...
Sorry, my bad. My phone's died, so I can't even play it.
Oh, is it a YouTube, an iPhone charger?
I've got, if you've got an iPhone charger, that'd be great. So I could just get something from my Dropbox.
I think Josie's got one.
So you're in Bristol.
So rude, man.
I started with a good friend at the time called Ben Cattell. Ben works for a Canadian company now, making... what are they called? What were those images that were like a big thing in lockdown?
Oh, NFTs?
Yeah, he makes NFTs now.
Right, okay.
Yeah, cool. So he was a graphic artist, and so yeah, basically we started with a few friends. We started an events company called Psyched, and we'd put on like events anywhere up to like 3,000 to 4,000 people, and we put on names from like loads of garage legends to Young Lean to just some really big like acts. Ben was like obviously the main forefront of that. I was someone who sort of just like sort of latched on, and Ben had a camera, and I'd been doing photography and video work since I was about 15 as a hobby, and I saw the opportunity when we moved to Bristol for just like capturing the gigs and doing the creative content. Long story short, I was in sort of Bristol for like 4 or 5 years, and then I moved to Shrewsbury in 2015, and I sort of like built a sort of my own sort of platform through there, and then I've worked in Shrewsbury and sort of realistically like all over the country, even like overseas bookings as well at times, and I've been doing it on my own for a very long time. And in the last like 2-3 years, it got to the point where I sort of felt like I hit like a creative block. Narrating yourself as well through like not only like creative relationships, but you sort of the business side as well. That's something that like you might not understand at the beginning, and I definitely relationships and businesses that I was involved with in the beginning definitely got taken advantage of, because I was like obviously like helping a lot of businesses and all.
Well, this is the thing, when you're eager and you want to make an impression, some people might be like, but
sometimes they sell you a dream opposed to, and like, obviously when you're younger as well, like this is the thing as well, like I grew up when record deals were like a big thing. The industry's changed massively now, whereas like record deals back in like 2009 to 2013 was like the thing that every band wanted, and like I grew up with bands who signed to like Columbia, Sony, and they like a lot of people think that like might be a milestone, but you have to be very careful with these sort of relationships, because I think a lot of high execs understand that what you said about sometimes people are very eager and they might want the dream more than understanding the business side. So you might find that like 5 years down the line you're literally making like nothing, and
that happened with 30 Seconds to Mars. They did a great documentary called Artifact, which if you can find, watch, because whether you like the band 30 Seconds to Mars or not, Jared Leto, whether you liked it was the Joker one, that documentary, it shows you what it almost brought EMI down, because
like as I said before, like honestly the like certain aspects of the industry are probably the most toxic places you could ever work. There is a lot of like predators, and
I would hate to be in a place where people walk up to you and be like, ew, like in your face, like, and it happens.
I do that to Marcus like all the time. Right, my phone's still charging, so let's just we'll run it, and when it happens, we'll run it.
We might get music from TrippleJayy.
Yeah, we might do. We might get some
not.
exclusive. It's one of them.
But yeah, since leaving Bristol, coming here, worked for many years, and then within the last 2 years, in the last year, we've actually got a party on Saturday for our 1 year in business. So I run a company with two of my friends called Tom O'Keefe and Bryce Corden. And we run
Eyesight Media in the building. Love.
Media.
Say that again.
So we go into Eyesight Media, but we have a studio in town, like full music studio.
Where did the name Eyesight come from?
You know what? Like, truth be told, like we just sort of like, I don't know, the three of us just had a coffee one morning and we're just trying to figure out.
Eyesight.
Like,
I'm up for it.
It's not like I do like the name, but it's something that like might be a rebrand in the future.
No, I'm up for it. I think I like it. Just because it doesn't have a meaning, doesn't mean no one's ever going to come up with that.
But
people ask me all the time, why Shrewsbury Biscuit? And I'm like, why not? There is a meaning behind it, but why not? Why not the Shrewsbury Biscuit?
Why Shrewsbury Biscuit? No, I'm going to ask.
Because of the Shrewsbury Biscuit. There was a biscuit called the Shrewsbury Biscuit. But like the reason being, the listeners are like, oh, here he goes again.
No, tell your story. This is your podcast. Don't the listeners. You do it for you.
Off on our tangent.
I'll tell your
listeners. This podcast has been my tangent. May as well call it TrippleJayy goes on a tangent, and that's the end of it.
Well,
what you go do, man?
I moved to Shrewsbury not knowing anything about the town, and me and my wife went to watch a Ross Noble gig in Telford, and he was like, oh, I'm going to start throwing some Shrewsbury biscuits in the crowd to the Telford people, and they all booed and stuff, and then people looked puzzled, and he was like, what, you don't realise that Shrewsbury has a biscuit in it? Your neighbour in town's got a biscuit named after it, he's going, and I was like, oh, this is a great way of saying, like, I am learning about the town the same way I learned about the Shrewsbury Biscuit.
Yeah, that's sick, yeah.
Because I didn't know anything about the town, I literally learned about this town through this podcast.
That's sick.
With people I've spoken to.
That's really good. It's cold. I'm up for that.
I love that. It's cold.
I'm up for it. Because I think the thing with Shrewsbury is there's always something you can learn about it.
Yeah.
Lovely town, to be fair, though. It's
because
very lovely.
A lot of the stuff you hear immediately is like the usuals, your Charles Darwin, blah, 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 which is a lot of stuff you teach, like you get taught in school and stuff like that. But like, there's a lot more to Shrewsbury that people don't know. Did you know that Shrewsbury used to be the capital of Wales?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Capital of Wales. It's part of Wales.
I think it was the capital. I'm quite sure it was the capital. If you Google it, I think I Googled it and it says, I may be wrong, don't get me wrong. Like if I'm wrong, I look silly now, but I'm quite sure it was the capital at one point.
Fact check.
Like I'm talking like a long time ago. I'm talking like
have this
I'm talking like the 1980s. I'm joking. I'm not that long. Longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking like 90.
Yeah, help yourself to a drink. Vimto on the site day.
I'm gonna talk about the guys though. So anyway, the three of us sort of came together. We'd been shadowing and all sorts of work together, from weddings to short film productions, to all sorts really. Tom and Bryce, I know they're going to hear this and they're probably going to get embarrassed, but they honestly two of the, like, as well as Jacob, like I really can't believe at times that I've got like these guys around me, because it just means so much to me, and I'm very much like someone who nurtures creative relationships because I've seen a lot of the bad side to like.
I'd be friends with you guys too, because I'm a creative guy.
Yeah. You're not cool enough to be with us. You got biscuit in the name of your podcast. Why'd you do that? No, I'm joking. Of course, we are an ever growing What?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what we. I don't even think we can call us a friendship group. And I don't want to say family. I don't want to be like we're
Collaboration.
Family. I don't want to sound like it's Fast and Furious or something like that.
I feel like we are like a bit of a family, to be honest. Like we all like look out for each other in so many different ways or another, and it's just it really like emotionally gets me at times because like I grew up in like quite hostile situations at times in my life and dealt with a lot of hostile people, and Jacob's the same. And for us to like come together and like at times we've looked after each other. Like I went through some really horrible stuff like in lockdown, and Jacob was there for me, and likewise with Jacob, like we've been 100%. There for each other.
I just want to stress something because Marcus will never say it about himself. If I could like give Marcus like one role,
Sure. Yeah.
Marcus is like, I don't even know how to say, like he's a survivalist. I don't know anyone doing the work that like Marcus does. Marcus will always, no matter how bad a situation can be or get, this is setting off that I think is
it's sent now. That's what it was.
Marcus will always find a way to survive. Always. Like if it feels like, oh, my back's against the wall here, Marcus will backflip off the wall and he's walking forward. Yeah. I like it, whenever I speak to anyone about Marcus who doesn't know him but like has heard of him, that like I can't fathom it. Like
I feel like I'm envious of you guys because what you're talking about Marcus and what you're talking about Marcus is you've created a creative pack.
100%, yeah.
And
100%.
I feel like there's a great philosophy behind sort of surrounding yourself with people that are successful and can push you forward.
Yeah.
And get rid of the people that hold you back.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. That's been a part of the journey.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Have you had your own no Vaseline moment? Have you?
Well, originally there was 3 of us, if you remember. At the very beginning, there was 3 of us.
Yeah. And
then that thing went down to 2. Yeah. And then now, as
I said before, like sometimes there can be also
sometimes it doesn't always work
with like creative relationships, and sometimes people aren't like,
I think the whole lockdown thing with me and you that taught us we really learned about each other, but it really showed our differences. So like it showed the way we can be creative, because obviously there's more than one way to be creative as one individual, and often our creative procedures match and line up. Sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes they could be the complete opposites.
I think ego can be a huge problem for creative.
Yeah, 100%. Like I've dealt with like so many narcissists
It's
over
like with
the years.
me. People who don't know me think I have an ego.
Yeah,
I just don't care. I really do not care because I make myself so silly. Because I make a fool out of myself, and I used to do it without realizing it with my ADHD, and like it used to really get me upset and stuff like that. But like when people say I don't care, I generally do not care. Like if I'm in public with my partner and I'm making myself look silly, she's like, everyone's looking, and I was like, yeah, that's the point. Like let them look. I'm funny. Like yeah, I don't care. I'm up for it. Like I am so unapologetically myself that it can hinder me sometimes, and I'm aware of that. But then again,
people as
I don't care.
I didn't mean that.
No.
I love that.
I don't. I should, but I don't. It's always, I just don't.
As we said about ego,
short to care so much.
100%. As we said about like ego and pain, like I think some of us like get that out of us very young. So I think that's probably because of versatile, hostile situations.
Yeah.
I think that was almost like, not to use the term, but beaten out of us at like a young age.
Yeah,
I think it's easy to spot, isn't it? I think if you're well trained in, you've had experience with narcissists and having that in the creative industry, like you can tell the difference between momentum and egotistical. Like last week, for example, we interviewed Chasing Mallory, which was a great interview.
Yeah.
Lots of great energy.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of a pause where we played one of their tracks, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad it's over. I was super nervous. I got social anxiety, and they were like, no way, I could never tell. And it's because I'm going, I've got that momentum.
But trust me, like the most excitable, I guarantee you, if you have a friend in your group that's the most excitable, if you don't, then you're that person. Because I don't, so I'm that person. I'm that live wire out of most friends. In my family's full of live wires, so I kind of just blend in with my family. But your most excitable, out there, energetic friend, I guarantee, is the most nervous when it comes to it. Is the most, in some cases, self-conscious, anxious. Like people don't like the whole anxiety thing. It became a big spike at one point, especially when I was going through school, of like being diagnosed with anxiety and stuff like that. And a lot of people would self-diagnose themselves with anxiety. And I think the main thing people need to remember, and it's like, it's so instrumental that they do remember this, is that like anxiety is an emotion like any other. So like by self-diagnosing yourself, what's the point? That's like diagnosing yourself with happy. That's like diagnosed. Like, I'm not saying people don't just, there's people out there that are generally diagnosed with anxiety, and I'm fully aware of that. But I just think these people that are diagnosing themselves don't diagnose yourself until you're diagnosed by a professional, because otherwise you're focusing on that one singular emotion, which is just going to draw you to it so much more. So like, why don't people walk around diagnosing themselves with happy? They'll be a lot more happy. I promise they would be. Because that's what your mind is ticking. That's what you're thinking about.
You feed into stuff as well. You really feed into something. So like for me, like I've had like my list of problems over the years, and like diagnosis was never something that I ever wanted to go down the line of, because I feel that sometimes like if you're told something, you play into it more. And sometimes like there's a big thing about like victim mentality nowadays, and I think that if you put yourself in a situation where you want to be told that you have like, I don't know, anxiety disorders, depression and stuff, that sometimes that can be more damaging. If anything, anxiety has always been my biggest motivator, and that's something to like get me out of bed in the morning.
Thank you.
And something to like to strive me to be better, because otherwise like I've been in the pits of it, and it's horrible. It can really like mess up your life. And
it's this is what I was talking about right at the beginning about personas.
Yeah.
Right, because Verity very recently has just been to an event with me, highly flammable, and I was like, and she was like, who do you want to like? What? I was like, I want to speak to someone. And Verity was like, right, let's go get someone then. So she went and got me people, but like it's weird because I went from
that's me and you.
And then I got the microphone.
Like you can be shy sometimes and be like you want to do something and you make it clear to me, so I'm like, let's do it then.
Yeah. And
you do the same to me, where like sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'm not sure if that's the right approach, and I think, or I'll go, this is a sick idea. There's a cork here, that is sick, and then I'll sit there for 5 minutes and I'll go, well, is it that sick? Or am I just thinking it's that sick? And then Marcus will be like, no, that's sick. And I'm like, yeah, it's sick. I'm up for it. And that's how it works.
It's a nice cork. I'm
up for it. For the candle and all that. Yeah, I'm up for it. But yeah, I'm an analogy guy. I like analogies.
That's a great one.
So like, for example, I'm going to give you another bit of a preview on the EP now. And I'm doing this on purpose because I've been tossing around names, and there's a name that I like. And so I don't backtrack, I'm going to say the name on the pod, so I can't change it from this point onwards. So a lot of people like to hate nowadays. They like to hate on things, and they just want to hate on everyone. And if they're not doing it or they're jealous, they'll hate on it. Almost to the point where some people are hating that much, they're almost like an animal. And a hater is an animal. So that's my approach for the EP. Obviously, we spoke about it through to the interlude that we've worked on. So obviously, the name of the EP is A Hater's Guide to Optimism. So it's almost like I want to think of it as like almost like a book or like an encyclopedia of a hater. And I want the EP to be like a way to guide a hater to optimism. And that's just kind of, yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about what we did?
Yeah, let's beat around the bush. Obviously, I got you to do a
voiceover.
Yeah, like a voiceover for me for the EP.
Yeah.
To do with what I've just spoke about.
I won't sing the lyrics or anything, but yeah, we did.
But yeah, and it was exactly what I hoped it would be. And really, like I was so happy with it. To the point where you sent me 3 versions of it, and I'm so lost on which one to use.
So great.
It's like 2 versions of the same one, but one close up, one far.
Yeah, but those two versions, like for example, you could chop both up and use bits of both in the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to make the choice. I'm going to send it to my sound engineer and send all 3 and be like, have fun and let him have fun with it.
So, Alex Whiteley will feature on that song. That's great.
There you go.
I love it.
There you go.
Love it.
Definitely.
But like, this is what I'm talking about. And you say you got a studio on what?
Yeah.
Honestly, if
can
you
I come? Can I come?
I have to say, like, if you need any advertising, you need any graphics, you need any new logos,
animations,
these are the guys you need to go to. Like, I can't stress it enough. Like, people in Shrewsbury are catching on. they are catching on that these are the guys. Like they're getting more and more work, but I just I really can't. I don't know how. Like they're really busy at the minute. They are really busy, but I don't know how they haven't got a queue through town because I just can't get over it. They're sick, man. Like all the music videos for my EP, I'm handing it all over to these guys. Obviously, I'm gonna have. I am the type of artist that likes to play a big part in the whole thing, from music videos to planning to props to so New Funk New Wave of my last EP. Marcus and
Tom, shout out Dirtbox Productions.
They all Marcus did the photos, Tom did the shoot, I did the edit.
We're all like creatively in sync, but I can't not give Tom his due.
Tom's sick, man.
Tom's Dirtbox Productions, he's been making music videos. Him and Bryce have been making like short films since they were about 12 years of age, and another like relationship that sort of just naturally happened, and we all come together, and now we're very understanding. Each of us have our own strengths and weaknesses as well. Like I take more of the photography and sort of the business side, and well, to be fair, not even that. Like we all do bits and bobs. And we between, like, to be fair, we have about 20 job roles each. But
and I just love being a part of it with people that also like me being a part of it, because there's videographers out there that are like, oh God, let's just do our job. But at the end of the day, this is my baby, and I want it to be what I want it to be. Like I'm all on board for people throwing in ideas, but at the end of the day, for me to put it out, it needs to be me putting it out. So you'll find a lot of artists will be like, right, you guys tell me what I'm doing and I'll be there. I'm not that kind of person. So like when I went to college and I studied music technology, media studies, and that was literally because I started doing music, and I was start college at 16, so I had no money to my name, and I wanted to do all this stuff, but I couldn't afford to do it. So I thought, I'll go to college and learn how to mix my own songs. I'll go to college and do media so I can make my own music videos. So then if I got to a point where other people can do it, that's sick, but I can do it myself. I can do it from home. So like, as I say, the last New Funk New Wave off the last EP, I edited it. These guys shot it. I edited it. And then what you see is what I've edited. Like even down to like, so a lot of the I'm not really good with graphics. So the graphics I haven't done, but like there's a bit where the graphic peels on like a sticker and peels off. I did that. The EP that we're working on at the minute, the agreement I have with ISI is that they shoot it and I'll edit it. But then like I still can't stress enough how like these guys are sick. So they'll be like,
we're there for basically every point.
They're like, look,
we're there. We love everything. We love the planning out, the storyboards, the shooting, the shots, the cinematography.
So I've paid these guys to shoot, not to edit, to shoot, and that's it. But because of who they are, and they've shown that they like being a part of what I do, they said, look, if you want help editing, let me know. Of course, I'll help you. If you need this, I'll help you. But I've only paid them. I haven't paid them to do that. But to them, it's not about the money. It's about the end product. Obviously, like they need the money to paid work. Everyone needs paid to do paid work.
Yeah, of course.
But I just think like
it was like such a leap of faith for us, really.
And if you look at their show reel, and then you look at their prices.
It's such a
I can't lie. If it was me, I'd be putting my prices up.
We were in an office.
I really would.
We were in an office. It was freezing cold. It's a single glazed building, so it's
well, I'd love to come. Me and Verity come.
Please.
Have a play around, make something maybe. I don't know.
Because I've recently moved out of Shrewsbury, right? So I don't see Marcus as much as I used to. But I say I'd come down once a month, if that. Sometimes. And then
what I'd love to make, right? Verity's looking at me like, you know that really cheesy thing from Anchorman, where they take the picture and they're changing poses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd love to make like a mock-up of that, me and Verity. The Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast.
They've got all that. They've got like a photography studio and stuff. They've got all of it. Anything you need. Right. For example, say you wanted to do. This is. I'll take you through a mental walk through the studio.
We haven't cleared this with Verity yet. What do you reckon?
Sounds good.
I'm literally going to take you through a mental walk of the studio. You go upstairs. The first thing you see is either a projector or a photography studio. So if you want your photo taken, have your photo taken. You move into the one room, graphic design, animation. You want animation, you want graphic design, you're in that room. Next room, video recording. Music recording. You want music recording, you got music recording. We'll go back past the graphic design, past the photography studio. There's a whole DJ setup, graffitied walls and stuff like that. If you want to do a live stream of you DJing, be my guest, or be their guest. Don't be my mum. I can't say that. They've got everything you want, anything you want, everything you need, and they've built it from nothing. So as I say, I go once a month, blah blah blah. I come when you first had the place, and it was just an empty.
How have I not heard of you?
Every time. This is why
I mean this. I'm not trying to like sound like we're like modest at all, but we do work, and we do have like some like pretty commercial like clients we've worked for, but to be honest, we're not doing it for like.
Yeah, you're
never
not
done
though.
it
Yeah,
for, like,
yeah.
We've never done it for like attention or.
But this is why I
kind of go under the radar, really.
You know, like when we had the conversation, and I said I was bringing Marcus. That's why I just said Marcus so plainly, because in my eyes, everyone just knows him because they're sick. So I just said like, yeah, bringing Marcus through, and that was it. I left it at that. And then you were like, Marcus who? And I was like, oh yeah, not everyone knows Marcus. So I know Marcus, doesn't mean everyone does.
Yeah.
But it's just.
No, I think what I said to you was, I probably met him, but I'm terrible with names and faces.
To be fair, we were one of our clients is Daily Brews, and I remember I was the one who.
That's it, right? So my wife's there, we were there.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask you. Were you taking videos for Vitas?
Yeah, so Vitas like told me to invite you, so I was the one who like sent the message out because we handle the socials as well.
I was like, I'm broke, man. I gotta play.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
He was like
Vitas said to me, he was like, I'd love to have him down, and to be fair, like, yeah.
See, this is me as well. Like, I think because the whole rapper thing, people think that like I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. If there's anyone in the Shrewsbury or surrounding areas that I'll do anything, like I really will. I'll do advertisements for anything. I love all that sort of stuff, all of it.
I might need some favours off you then. I need some advice off you because there's something I'm working on that you can definitely help me with. I feel like we all work together in media.
I think that's the main thing. I think that's the problem with Shrewsbury before the recent times. People don't want to help people.
Yeah, well, I mean,
like in the rap industry,
in the music,
especially in music, people don't want to help. And
well, this is where I think Trademark Blood is onto something with the Shropshire music.
See, Telford's different. Telford's very different. Shrewsbury's
well, this is what I said. There are different flavours of different types of music when you move between sort of Telford, Oswestry, Shrewsbury. Like Shropshire has such a diverse palette when it comes to music. You can pick some great rock bands from Shrewsbury,
100%.
Some great hip hop stars 100%. In Telford, and a couple speckled across Shrewsbury.
Do you know what? There's a lot more than people know. Yeah. I'm not saying all of them are terrific, because if I'm honest with you, I'd say 50% of them are.
And I want to.
That's me being honest. But like, I'm not in a place where I can say that. I'm not. But in my opinion, 50% of them are right. But that's what I'm saying. But I wasn't
right.
But this is what I'm saying though. But I know that sounds really bad. It does. But when I started, I wasn't all right. So that's okay. It's okay not to be okay.
Okay, listen.
Just got to work at it. That's what we got to do.
What we're going to do?
Yeah.
We're going to start rounding up.
Okay.
We usually do an hour.
We'll save it for part 2. Yeah. So I can't help it. I just talk.
I want you guys to get in the comments.
Finish on the.
Yeah. He's got it on his phone.
Oh,
don't worry about
that.
Sorry.
Is this an instrumental and you're going to rap over?
Yeah. So this is a song on the new EP.
How good are you at nailing a song first time? Bam. Like say you want to
writing the song.
No, I mean like performing it.
Oh, always.
Get it?
Because I rehearse a lot. I don't think I've ever. Right. Do you want to be honest? The first time, the first and last time I've ever really messed up on stage was Don't Flop.
Yeah.
That was the first time. That was the biggest crowd I ever performed at the time.
Yeah.
It was my battle. I forgot my lyrics.
It's coming back, isn't it? And
It's not my thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's not my thing anymore. It's not.
That's what I love about Harry Mack is one of my favourite. Like if you love freestyle rapping. This guy, I don't know if you've seen him on YouTube. That you give him 3 words and then he raps.
Actually, did they the Free Jokers or something? We went to Theatre 7 like about 4 weeks ago, and I think he performed there.
No. He's massive. He's huge. Oh. He's performed with Kendrick and he's done.
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah.
That was MC Hammersmith.
Yeah, that's
MC
the one.
Me
too. Me
he's
too.
brilliant as well. Right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, perform. We don't do.
This is.
Like that. Yeah.
What I'll do, I'll just quickly explain it quickly. So this is the first song off the EP. Am I going to tell you how many songs are on there? No, I'm not. I'm not going to tell you how many songs are on there. You have to find out when it comes out.
Right, okay.
This is called Big Mac. It's named that because the last lyric, I just say that I want more bread than beef. Big Mac's got more bread than beef in it. So there you go. Look. Big up the Shrewsbury Big Biscuit podcast. I can't speak for some reason. I'm rapping, I can't speak. Look. we the realest, that's the way we do. Every song I'll ever write, you know I say the truth. Look, and I hope we make it through. Every day I hope we win while they pray we lose. Look, I'm just trying to get that elevation. Yeah, they know it's true. Out here trying to get that cake in. Look, you can't stand the facts you're facing. Makes you sick to think that them man there might actually make it. Look, that's the way I'm staying with it. Some people on the way, they had a tainted spirit. They wish they could live it. If I'ma speak the truth, they ain't got the vision. Listen, look, linking up with MH, he kept it real to the core from back in them days. Look, and bro, that's the way we stay. We keep it realer than real while we pave the way. Look, these guys, they ain't about the vibe. They wanna see us fall while we're trying to climb. They wanna see us crawl while we're trying to fly. They weren't about it before, they're running out of time. And that's the way we be moving. I keep my circle small like it's G-Unit. Them and I fake and I can see through it. Then I link up with the dogs and we keep moving. Look, this is how we roll. Keep my circle close like I'm out here on patrol. They wanna hear me cool, so I make these brothers fold. Bringing all the heat, but you know I keep it cold. That's the way I keep it. Brothers wanna think it, but they never wanna speak it. When you hear your music, bro, tell me, do you deep it? Cause I heard your music, bro, and you should just delete it. Listen, look, excuse me while I switch up the flows. I'm reaching heights you've never seen from a distance unknown. I do it with my team, breaking bread with my bros. And my girl, she my queen, she definitely knows. Look, no testing, brothers, sit back. I be doing me, no spliff rap. Nothing but facts, and that's the ting act. Want more bread than beef, call that the Big Mac. Look, call that the Big Mac. Yeah, the Big Mac. Call that the Big Mac. Want more bread than beef, call that the Big Mac. The Big Mac. Want more bread than beef, call that the Big Mac. The Big Mac. Want more bread than beef, call that the Big Mac. Look. Yeah, so that's Big Mac. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Even better the second time through.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Things happen. You just want to listen to it again. We'll just run with that joke, all right? You want to listen to it.
Very rarely do live music on the Biscuit, but like that was fantastic.
Thank you, man.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
As soon as I heard that rain sound in the background,
Yeah.
Oh my!
Honestly, that's
where I live.
Yeah, so that's I was going to say his real name. So it's Richie, which is Dirty Secrets.
Okay.
Generally, this process that I've been working on at the minute through making this EP has been instrumental too. So I almost slipped how many songs on the EP then, but I told him I'm not going to do that. So all the songs are by Richie besides one, which is by DJ Method from Wolverhampton. DJ Method, we just come across him on Instagram. I met Richie through Sonny, current guy, obviously helping me doing a lot of stuff. But the interesting thing about them both, so Richie usually makes house. So obviously for him to switch to hip hop, but his house is very hip hop influenced and soul and funk influenced. So that's why it was like a niche, but he was like going back to his usual, but in a different way. And to be fair, the crazy thing, so DJ Method, who produced one of the songs that's on the EP, he actually makes them off his phone. But when you hear them, you won't believe me. They're incredible. He makes them off his phone when he's at work. Nuts.
Well, that was incredible.
Thank you so much.
And I'm so glad that we've broken the ice with this creative bubble that you guys.
Yeah, well, this is what I was hoping.
hoping.
This is what I thought. I'll bring Marcus through because he deserved, like, you and the Eyesight guys. You did, like, the things you're doing are going great, but I think you just deserve so much more, man. Honestly, like, I just can't put it into words, really.
Yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that too.
No worries, man.
I want to find your. Here we go. I want to show Verity the Instagram and get a reaction. Look how amazing this is. This for an Instagram. Look at that.
Is that Marcus's personal Instagram?
Those Eyesight.
I was going to say, because Eyesight and Marcus's personal, they're nuts.
The way it all fits together.
That's so clever.
This is what I mean. Do you see what I mean? And that's just Instagram.
Tom. Like, he's a graphical genius, to be fair.
Look at that.
That's insane.
Yeah.
We do a bit of all sorts, but I can't praise the guys enough because they're...
But see what I mean? He's so humble. He's like, oh, yeah.
Posts in sections then, like 3 at a time or something.
We do this, we do that. Look at the guy's incredible.
Guys, if you're listening to this, go to ice as in cold, EYE media, ice Media, and give them a follow because the work they do is incredible, and it's all a bunch of creatives doing creative stuff. Right, we're going to have to round this up, guys, because we've been going for a long time, but this has been fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much I'm glad we finally managed to get this
Lovely
done.
stuff. I'll be back, don't worry. Next week, same time.
TrippleJayy show.
I think everyone will be annoyed at me after a while. I want to say about me Shrewsbury Biscuits, not TrippleJayy.
Because I love this because it's a different speed for us, and I think people need that.
I think it's healthy for the town, definitely.
You've definitely been a palate cleanser.
Because I think people listening to this, they'll realise I'm not like your usual, all this rap, and I'm not that guy. I'm just,
Well, don't do a Kanye and flip on us, okay?
This is what I mean. Like, I think
he was against all that, and then he went and did the same thing he rapped against.
My whole thing is what the last thing I'm going to leave you on, because I waffle a lot, is like my whole brand now is I don't want to be the usual rapper. I want to be the rapper that I looked up to rappers when I was younger. But if I was listening to the wrong rappers, well, not the wrong rappers, I think rap in general is sick, but to influence a young person, you need a specific type of rapper. And I'm trying to be that specific type of rapper, because I think at the end of the day, as a rapper, rap's cool, but you also got to set an example. And I think that's where I want to be at. I want to be able to be cool and set an example.
What mood you're in, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But I think you can be in every single mood possible, but you can still set a decent example. I'm not saying you have to be an angel all the time, because I'm not. No one's an angel.
Do you know one of the things I throw in, this again, we're coming to the end. One of the things, when I'm feeling really down and really miserable, which is quite a lot lately.
That's sad.
Is I throw on Lonely Island. Lonely Island.
I'm a big fan of Lonely Island.
Right? It's just like one of the most underrated like rap groups of all time.
Yeah. I watched early Lonely Island as well. Like, we like sports and we don't care.
Guy 1, Guy 2.
Yeah, that's cold. That is so sick. From the Ezra Day to the Super Bowl.
Poor Steve. Go and listen to Lonely Island. Verity, have you got any questions to ask before you get out?
No, it's been really nice meeting you.
And yourselves, honestly.
And I, like Alex said earlier, your energy is just insane. It's wicked.
So I really appreciate that, because it's nice to have my energy in a place where it's respected. Not respected, where it's useful.
I'll tell you something. This has been now officially the longest official episode.
I knew it was going to be that way.
No, but
and just know I could go a lot longer. I could double it, triple it sometimes.
I'd have it no other way. That's great, but I've got to get this one to bed. I need to get this one home.
I'll keep talking. You can stay up a bit longer if I carry on talking.
Get in the comments if you want Jay back on the show. Drop us a comment and let us know that you want him to come back, and we'll give you some topics. We'll do
definitely
topics.
So if I comment like 50 times, will that be enough? What if I do it? Does that count?
Okay. The next time you come on the show, you can host it.
Really, that'll be sick.
And me and Verity will be the guests. Oh man, that's
you know what? Like when
cool.
I say if you give me enough time, I'll get myself some intro music and everything. Like seriously, I'll go in. I'll even like if you let me, if I can do it, I'll have my own sounds and I'll go in. Like trust me, give me 3 months and I'll be there.
3 months, okay.
Yeah,
right. We'll do it live.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Put it on Twitch or something.
I'm joking.
Yeah, I'm not.
Verry's like, shut up, Alex.
We could do it as part of a show. Like I'd love to do that, because I'm always looking at expanding my shows. They're different.
If you listen to this and you want more Jay
before the show or after the show, I'm up for it.
Or more Marcus. If you want more Jay or more Marcus.
Where I am, Marcus is always at. He'll balance me. Marcus is there to balance me. So if there's somewhere I could potentially misbehave, Marcus is there to sort me out.
Right,
Rein you in.
Where can people listen to you? Socials and stuff.
I'm everywhere under TrippleJayy. That's TrippleJayy. 2 P's, 2 Y's.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere at that at, I believe. Yeah. Even my email, if you want to send me anything, TrippleJayy@gmail.com. There you go.
Run up the Spotify though.
Yeah, obviously, yes. All social media, same thing, TrippleJayy. All one word.
Marcus?
Just Marcus Hart or ISO Media. I'd say refer everyone to ISO Media.
Yeah, take a look at that Ice Eye Media. Also, as well, what we're asking for, this is going to go out in like 3 weeks' time, but I'm still going to keep banging that drum. We're applying for funding, and what we need to do is we need to evidence what we do in the community, the sort of the impact we have in Shrewsbury, the locals, the communities as well that we work with. So what we're asking people at the moment, I've got my analytics. That's great. That's kind of what I sent them before. We have a few things that we've worked on. We've got evidence videos. We can do that as well. But what I could do from you guys, the listeners and past guests too, is some testimonials. So if you guys have been on the show before and you enjoyed it, if you listen to the show and you enjoy it, just send us a little quote. I really enjoy the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Send it into our inbox, and then I'm going to collect them, throw them in a document, and then next time we go for funding, we can be like, look, there it is.
Can I say that, like, when I come on the podcast, you didn't even let me talk. Like, I just didn't even get a chance to speak. Like,
TrippleJayy didn't get enough airtime.
TrippleJayy, quiet as mice.
They cut me off. They did cut me off half an hour in. I'm fuming.
I'm surprised Marcus isn't ringing your neck.
Oh, he will when we leave. He doesn't like to embarrass me, you see. It's quite professional, Marcus is.
Amazing. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Marcus. And thank you, everybody, for listening. Verity. I've forgotten your name. I'm really sorry.
I knew you did. Yeah. Josie.
Josie as well. You were great. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.